Hello everybody, and welcome back to the Artificial DM. We're going to take another look at r/RPG horror stories. Hey, mid-editing right here, and I decided to take two stories and just throw them into one video, so stick around till the end to listen to both of them. Today's post is from the user, Uwu Then Punish. Oh no. I gotta redo that. Uwu, then perish.
I'm chaotic neutral, so I can do whatever I want.
We are almost over with our campaign. Been playing for a few months. One of the characters, a chaotic neutral rogue who is part of the local mafia, pretty much fluked the game by giving the bad guy, who are part of the said mafia, a fundamental item to make it so that they can crush us the next time we play. Now you might be thinking, oh, but that's probably in character. Because if she's part of the mafia, she will do whatever is better for them. I hear ya. That would make sense. But here's the deal. In her backstory, and in all the private interactions she had with the DM, she told him that the only reason she joined them was to search for her brother, and that she actually hated the mafia. But here we are, one session away from the end chapter, and she pulled a,
Aha! I played you! All my character was evil all along!
And she won't listen when I tell her that regardless of the alignments your character has, to be coherent with the actions and backstory and her darn interactions with the DM, her answer is always,
Dude, but I'm chaotic neutral!
Now it seems that this whole thing is bothering just me because the DM doesn't give a floop. He just went, yeah, that was surprising because she always told me that she hated them. I'm honestly wondering if it's just me who sees something wrong with this purely because I'm butthurt, or if it really makes no sense. When it comes to building a character that's really sneaky and maybe a little dark or evil, that's actually kind of interesting, but you've got to work that out with the DM, so that way the DM can kind of slip in some clues there that the rest of the party could potentially stop your character. Our second story is from the user Damien St. James. Because I didn't touch the wall. Hello again. For context, I was 10, maybe 11, so please factor this in when I tell the story. My dad had just committed suicide only a few months before. My therapist thought that a tabletop RPG setting would aid me in my interpersonal interaction skills and help teach me valuable life lessons. My therapist actually gave me his set of books and dice. I was so grateful. My family and friends, we'll call them the Danvers, played D&D every Sunday after church. They knew me, so they were more than glad to invite me. I settled on creating a human mage named Michael Barton. I was being introduced to a late campaign, already in progress, so I had to go through a minor cutscene, if you will. This involved me arriving at generic town to find that some strange disappearances happened at a nearby cave, and as an adventurer, Barton was asked to investigate. Barton arrived at the cave. The cave was described as having a curious and abnormal slime on the wall. This disgusted me in real life, as I'd done some cave diving with my father, so I didn't want to do anything with it. Evidently, I missed the prompt that I was supposed to interact with.
Do you touch the wall?
I was asked over and over. I repeatedly said no. As the cave got smaller and smaller, you could see the look on the other players at the table that said, let's see him get past this, like they knew I couldn't avoid it. A hole, roughly the size of a fox burrow, was described as the last part of the cave. He asked again if I touched the wall. Now, as a kid, I felt annoyed, so I wrapped myself up in my traveling blanket like a burrito. I even got on the ground at the table to demonstrate, and shimmied my way through the entrance. Both the DM and the players got very fed up at that point. Barton came across a dwarf in white robes who congratulated me on getting past his traps. I assumed he was responsible for the disappearances and prepped my magic and sword to demand he surrender and give himself up. Since the players were familiar with this NPC, they visibly waved me off like, "This is a bad idea, but I'm 10 and I don't know any better." The dwarf warns me this is not going to end well and to stand down. I refuse. To shorten an already long story, the dwarf obliterates my character, resurrects me as an otter, not a furry, but like a little actual otter, and puts me in the care of the party I was supposed to meet. The dwarf was so angry, he sent the rest of the party to, quote, the Cave of No Return, which was a module that was the cumulative life's work of this DM. We spent 4 years in real life trying to escape that hellhole. The short end of that story is, got there, became a pet for the female priest, eventually got turned into an anthropomorphic otter, got my human body back, and escaped. At the last game session, the GM looked at me and asked if I knew why this happened. I said no. He responded with, "Because you didn't touch the flooping wall," and left. He never DM'd for me, or that group again. This was fine, because by then I had already found another group anyway. TLDR, DM introduced me as a new player to a power of plot device which I circumvented. As a result, he penalized me and the whole group by bringing out a module the size of a phone book and running us through it. When it ended, he told me this was all because I circumvented his plot device. Have you ever had a conflict with the DM because you didn't go with the plot device that he put into the game? Or, as a DM, have you ever struggled with trying to put plot devices in and then finding that your players aren't interested in it? If so, I want to hear your stories down in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you want to hear more stories just like this. Until next time, hope you feel inspired.